now.
Okay, I'm good to go. Great, thanks, Anna. Hi, everyone. My name is Bill Whitney. I'm the CEO for the Contra Costa Building and Construction Trades Council. That essentially means I represent 35,000 working men and women, union men and women. Now you might say, well, what's the building trades? The building trades is an affiliation, a collaboration of various crafts and locals. So what does that mean? Essentially, if you stopped for a moment and wherever you're at and just kind of look around, what you'll see is you'll see work that's done by painters, carpenters, electricians, latherers, plasterers, insulators, glazers, plumbers, cement masons. These are all various crafts that are part of our affiliation, the building trades. And what our purpose is to build America. That's what we do. We're builders. We build it, we maintain it. When it gets old, we tear it down and we build it again. And everything you see out there in your world, bridges, any new bridges going up, we're building it. You see skyscrapers, hospitals, office buildings, your homes, hospitals, gymnasiums, it goes on and on and on. All the construction work that you see out there, you see operating engineers on big equipment, moving dirt, that's all done by the various crafts. And those are our members that are out there that are doing that work. So what's the value of being involved in a union craft? I think I would start off and characterize it like this. Whether you're a sophomore or a junior or senior, around the corner, it's just around the corner. You don't realize how quick it is. There's something that's coming for you, and it's called life. It's the real world. And out there in the real world, you're going to need to have an ability to have a car or a motorcycle or a truck or an SUV. You're going to need to have the ability to rent an apartment, rent a condominium, rent a house, or own a house. You're going to have some way to get health insurance, gasoline into your vehicles, food on your table, clothing. It's all pretty clear and obvious to all of us here that that's the way the world is. And it's a great place. It's a fun place, but it's also tough. And you got to be able to, answer the bell every day. And that means, going out and finding work that can put money, some jingle in your pocket. If you take a look at the graduating classes in any high school, my guess is that after 4 or 5 years, maybe 25% of those folks that were in those graduating classes, maybe 25%, they've graduated from a 4-year college. So that means roughly 75% either don't finish the 4-year college or don't go to college at all. So that's not a bad thing. And I'm here to tell you, there's a good thing. There's a good answer to that, because if you're going to not go to college and become an engineer or a doctor, blah, 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 a scientist, whatever it is, then you got to figure out some way to answer that call for housing, blah, blah, blah. So how do you do that? Well, the building trades is one of those answers. It's a path that you can take a look at. It's called career technical education. And you might say, well, what is that? How does that work out for me? Well, that path is essentially through state and federal approved apprenticeship programs. Now, these apprenticeship programs are in all these crafts that I was mentioning: teamsters and boilermakers and fitters and plumbers. They all have apprenticeship programs. And those apprenticeship programs are that's the key to get you in that door, to get you onto a path for a lifetime career. It doesn't matter to us whether you're a man or woman. The only question we'll ever ask is, can you do the job? And that's all. And we're going to train you to do the job. You know, I got to tell you, just as a side note, I think some of the best welders in the world are women because they just have precise skills, those micro muscle skills that make them awesome welders. Now you might say, well, what's that do for me? Well, you know, a good welder is probably going to make 140, 50, 60, $70,000 a year plus benefits. That's health and welfare and a pension. So when you get into an apprenticeship program, what does that mean for you? Well, what it means is you're going essentially to college because you're going to get college credits. But here's the good news. It's 100% free. It's like going to a scholarship. It's like going to Stanford and not paying a dime during that entire period. So that you're not charged for anything. It's a 3, 4, 5 year program, depending on the craft. And here's the even better part. While you are working, you're paid. So you're not being charged for your education, and we're finding work for you and putting you to work as an apprentice. And you start at a lower scale and you work your way up through the program, and you have to pass tests and have hours, they call it on the job training out in the fields. And eventually you get to a journey level position. And when you get to that journey level position, you're going to probably be on the low side. I'm going to say $75,000, $80,000 a year. And on the high side, we have people that'll make over $250,000. They're working a lot of overtime and they're in specialty crafts like alloy welding or something like that. But you can see there's a big range in there, and that's on the check money. That doesn't include the money that you get for your benefits and your pension and things of that nature. So that's only a 3 or 4 or 5 year journey, and then you're there. When you get there, you've got a card, a union card that says that you're a journey level carpenter or teamster or laborer or whatever it might be, and that you can go anywhere in this country and they will employ you anywhere, and because you've got the skill sets. Another benefit of being in the union is you've got brothers and sisters that have your back. And I can tell you, there's many people in this world that want to belong to something and have people that have got their back. And the unions stand together in solidarity with all of their brothers and sisters. So if you're a hands person and or you think you're a hands person and you want to get out there and give it a try, I recommend that you take a look at apprenticeship programs. The one thing I think I want to end with here is that because construction, as you can imagine, it has some dangers associated with it as far as safety. There's a requirement, I would call it that in the construction trades, it's about clean and sober. So if you just got to smoke marijuana or you just got to drink every day until you're totally blottoed, that's probably not the business or the trade for you, because you will get drug tested. I get drug tested, and that's just the way it is. So that's not to scare anybody, but that's to be transparent and upfront that we're going to train you to be one of the best skilled and trade craftsperson in the world. We expect you to go to work, show up on time, and come there clean and sober, and give your employer what we call 8 for 8. You know, you get 8 hours of great pay for 8 hours of hard work. So I think that's pretty much where I'll end it. I don't know if that's my time is up or where we're close, but how am I doing, Anna?
You're doing good. Thank you so much, Bill. I think that was really good information to share with all of our guests today. What I do want to share is we will be having guest speakers every 10 minutes. Our next one will start in a few. If you would like to now, if any of you are interested in any apprenticeship programs or anything like that, I would suggest you leave this Zoom, and you're welcome to go to the page that has all of the different Zoom links, and you can click on specific ones if you know you're interested in a field or anything like that. Like I mentioned, every 10 minutes we'll be having a new guest speaker. So thank you again, Bill. We really appreciate it, and we hope that this really makes an impact on a lot of our students. So thank you and have a good night. If those of you are sticking around, we are going to have Eli Gilbert speak on behalf of the Health Pathways.
Thank you, everyone. Good luck. Have a nice evening.
Okay. Eli, you are able to take the floor now, and the joys of virtual working. My daughter's calling my name, so I'm going to mute myself and you can get started.
Okay, great. Well, thank you everybody for having me today. My name is Eli Gilbert. I represent a company called East Bay CPR. We are a small local company that assists healthcare providers in getting recertified in their cardiopulmonary resuscitation courses. We also help the public. I've taught a couple Girl Scout troops first aid and CPR courses, and we also have an affiliation with Mount Diablo High School, where I've had the opportunity, a great opportunity, to be able to work with students there and also teaching them first aid and CPR so that they can further their education in the health career pathway that they've chosen at Mount Diablo. The owner of the company that I work for, David Pintado, is a fantastic educator who works at Mount Diablo High School and at Diablo Valley College. I was fortunate to meet him at Diablo Valley College at his medical terminology and health career pathway introduction to health careers at DVC. As I was taking his course, he mentioned anybody who would be interested in a health career should have their CPR certification. So I took his CPR class, and lo and behold, I enjoyed it enough to where I asked him if he had any interest in having someone be like a co-instructor with him. And he was very interested, because if anybody knows David Pintado, he has his hands quite full. So I have now become his administrator and primary instructor for East Bay CPR. Taking a step back, the reason why I was taking the courses of medical terminology at DVC was to fulfill some requirements so that I could apply for the Kaiser, I'm blanking, excuse me, the Kaiser ultrasound technician program. And I ended up putting that to the side for the moment and choosing another pathway in the health career program, which will be focused on education, East Bay CPR. I'm now a senior instructional assistant, part-time senior instructional assistant at Mount Diablo, assisting Mr. Pintado with his classes there, mainly focusing on the medical terminology introduction. That's a sophomore class there. So I'm working with him in that department.
Hey, Eli.
Yeah.
Can you share with everyone why you think it'd be important for them to check out some of the CTE programs, attending the Career Ed Fair today, or how it can maybe help them moving forward into a career in the medical field?
Sure. So in every pathway, but especially in the health career pathway, the important thing is to make connections. I was at the beginning of my pathway when I started taking the medical terminology class, and that relationship with Dr. Pintado, David Pintado, has expanded into a new pathway for me. That being said, anytime you can put yourself in front of people who are already in the field, that opens up conversations and relationships that you might not have had. So attending these fairs and these conferences give you the opportunity to see somebody who's gone down that road and done the education, done the interviews, and now has an established career in the health career. There's a very important aspect of the health career program in high school called HOSA. That is a nationwide group that attends conferences and competes against other schools and has the opportunity to sit down in front of employers in the health field and have those conversations. So just making yourself available, taking the time to attend any conference you can in any field, not just the health career field, but the field that you're interested in is super important. My wife, for instance, is a pediatric ICU nurse at Kaiser. So she's down the health career pathway too, pretty far down there. And the first institution that she worked for, Children's Hospital, the way she got there, she started interning there, and then they hired her as a ward clerk. And then as soon as she was done with her schooling, she had a position as a nurse there. So connections, relationships are very important in any industry, but especially the healthcare industry.
Thank you so much, Eli. I do want to share with everyone on this call, we have about 5 more minutes for Eli. If you have any questions related to the health field, you're welcome to add them to the chat box. We also want to share that there are many schools that are attending the Career Ed Fair that have some of those programs similar to medical assisting, dental assisting, I don't know, EMT, programs of that nature.
Yeah, the seniors at Mount Diablo are now able to take an EMR class that David Machado has rolled out. So it's like an introductory to an EMT, and you take a course, you get a certificate, and as soon as you graduate, you can go and be an EMT, basically, is the next step. It's a really super great course he's developed there. What I did also want to mention, and Anna has been very helpful in this aspect, is we had an internship program over the summer that we worked with Anna with, and we had a great student who helped us over the summer in certain arenas of the East Bay CPR company, and she did a fantastic job. And I think she got an introduction to what it's like to be part of a business. And so anybody who's interested in the health field, I'm sure we're going to have that program again come up next summer, and anyone who wishes to apply for it is more than welcome to. East Bay CPR internship.
Awesome, thank you. And then if you have any questions as to what an EMT is or what they do, Loma Vista Adult Ed, who is attending the Career Ed Fair, does have an EMT program, so I would suggest you go and check them out. I do want to remind everyone, you don't have to stay in the session the whole evening. You are welcome to, but you don't have to. Every 10 minutes, we'll have a new guest speaker. So again, if you want to maybe hop off of this Zoom call and go visit some of the other Zooms to ask any questions, you're welcome to do so. And I want to thank you, Eli, for your time and for joining us tonight on behalf of the health industry and East Bay CPR. So yeah, thank you. In a few minutes, I'm actually going to have a pre-recorded video from Jim Bergman, who works for the ASVAB program. And the ASVAB is actually a test that many people take in getting into the military. So if you're interested in that, I will be playing the video in a second. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And thank you so much, Eli. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the video for the next speaker. Okay. I did not realize I was still muted. Hi, everyone. For those of you still on this session, I will be sharing a video that we pre-recorded with Jim Bergman. Jim works for the ASVAB program, and like I mentioned a few minutes ago, the ASVAB program helps a lot of young folks who are trying to get into the military. I know that Jim mentions that they take this test in the military. This speaker session is more of an interview between him and I, so you'll see both of us in the video. And I do want to share one thing I forgot to mention earlier. All of these videos are recorded and they will be available. Your college and career counselors will be having links to them if you ever want to check them out. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And if somebody can give me a thumbs up if you can hear my video. Actually, I'm going to volunteer somebody. Brianna Diaz, you're the first person I see on my screen. So can you just give me a thumbs up if you can hear it? Yes? No? Okay. 1 second. So if you can hear it, if you can please give me a thumbs up. And if you cannot hear it, what I'm going to do is add the link to the chat box so you can view it. How do we access other Zooms? The way that you would access other Zooms is that there's a main page for the Concord High School Career Ed Fair, and this is specifically only for the speakers. So every 10 minutes we will have different speakers. I do want to mention right now, if you can hear the video on my screen, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are not able to do that, what I'm going to do is add the link in the chat box so you can watch it. It's about 10 minutes long. So I can see everyone. If you want to give me a thumbs up, if you can hear it, and then don't react, you can't hear it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add the link, and then you're welcome to go view it for the next 10 minutes. And then at 5:30, we're going to have Contra Costa College, and they're going to speak about their CTE program. So I'm going to go ahead and copy. All right, so the link is now in the chat box. You're welcome to go view it. Jim Bergman, again, works for the ASVAB program, and he talks about why it's used in the military, and he actually served, I want to say he says about 20 years in the Navy. So go ahead and go watch this video. All of these videos will be available to you, and at 5:30, we'll have our next guest speaker. Again, every 10 minutes, we'll be having one. Awesome. Hi, for those of you still on the call, I did send the link. You are welcome to click on it and then go view the video. If you would like me to reshare it, I will in a second. And again, all of these videos will be available to you when, I want to say by next week. So if you, for some reason, missed some information, you are welcome to go back and view the videos. So I'm actually trying to copy and paste it. Copy, paste here. Try again. Somebody said the video was private, so try again. You should be able to view it. Copy. Perfect. There you go. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. I just fixed it. You should be able to see it now. Some people are saying it's unlisted, but it should be able. You should be able to go see it now. Awesome. It's working now. Okay, thank you. It's about 10 minutes long. I do want to share at 5:30, Contra Costa College will be here sharing their different CTE programs. So you're welcome to turn this Zoom back on or go back to the main Zoom link. I will try to copy and paste that one into the chat box for you if anybody had a hard time. Okay, perfect. So those of you that have trouble getting into the main link that takes you to all of the different um, programs that are available tonight, I just added it to the chat box. You should be able to log onto it and go view some of them. And then in about 5 minutes, we'll get started with our next guest speaker.
Okay, let me see.
Oh, really quick, can I make a quick announcement?
Yes.
So for everyone, if you just joined this session and maybe you have a couple of questions or you are not super familiar with Zoom, please click on the speaker view, because then you'll be able to see who's talking at that exact time. And it'll help make it so much easier and you're not just staring into a blank computer.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Amber, and I'm one of the CTE counselors at Contra Costa College, which is located in San Pablo. Sorry, let me go ahead and do a present view. Okay, great. Okay, so what is career technical education? So it's hands-on training in programs for students looking into careers in high demand in today's economy. Some students who pursue it finish it within 2 years or a semester, depending on what program they pursue. So it's hands-on training in high demand careers in today's economy. Okay, so at Contra Costa College, some of the CTE programs that we have are about 20 programs, and the popular ones here include automotive services, and I'll further go into them later in detail. We also have the culinary arts management, and we also have the very popular one currently, which is nursing, and I'll go into detail. Okay. So as I mentioned, we have about 20 CTE programs, and it includes all of these listed right here. I will also show you the website where you can see them. So when you look into, like, for example, let's say early childhood education, when you look into this, you'll see associate degrees. I believe in early childhood education, we have about 3 of them. And one of them is an associate degree to transfer. So for those of you who are looking into transfer to a 4-year, like a UC or a CSU, I'll later explain that as well. But these are generally 2-year programs or less, depending on if you pursue the certificate or if you pursue the associate degree. So the difference between the associate degree and the certificate is that with the certificate, you're basically taking classes more into that program. So let's say early childhood education, I'm going to use that as an example. So you'll be taking a lot of courses in early childhood education, and it'll be just that discipline or that subject. But if you were to pursue an associate degree, with the associate degree, you'll be taking general education. So the general education includes like English, social sciences, math, and behavioral sciences. And I'll go into detail in that too. So with these degrees, you can stack them up. Stackable meaning like you get an associate degree and you could get certificates. Okay, another example I will use is, sorry, I don't know if you can see my arrow. Okay, I see it. Okay, so I'm sure you guys are able to see it too. So let's say the CNA program. Students usually come in and they say they're interested in nursing, but they want to get something done really fast. So we look into the CNA program, they go through a CNA program, and then later they come back and do the nursing. So that's something that you could also look into as well. And please let me know if I'm going too fast too. I tend to speak fast.
You're doing good. And also I want to remind everyone, this is being recorded, so you'll be able to access it later on.
Okay, great, great. So one of the popular programs that I mentioned was the automotive services. So we offered this. We have about, I think, 2 associate degrees and a couple of certificates in this program. So in this program, what students will be doing is they'll be in like what they'll do is inspect, maintain, and repair the cars and trucks that you rely on in every day. So the 2 associate degrees that we offer include automotive collision repair plus automotive service technician. And those 2 also come with certificates. So if you want to skip the general education requirements and you just want to take those courses, you can do that. And then possible careers that you could see in this field is electronic equipment installer, automotive body repairs, service technician. And I kind of included some careers with how much you would get paid hourly. So that's in there. For example, automotive specialty technician, they get about $23 an hour. Automotive engineering technician, they get about $28 an hour. Electrical and electronics installer and repairers, they get about $35 an hour. So that's listed in there for you to see. Okay, sorry, I'm not able to click next slide. Sorry, let me see what's going on. Okay, there we go. So another program that I mentioned that's popular nowadays is the Culinary Arts Management Program. So with this, and I think within our 3 sister colleges, only LMC has this, and DVC has this, and Contra Costa College has this. So you practice skills and techniques in the culinary arts field, such as cooking styles, food safety, and how to safely handle kitchen equipment. So possible careers you could have with this program is being a chef, cook, pastry chef, baker, restaurant owner. And I also included some careers with what you would get paid hourly. So food service managers, around $24 an hour. And then chefs industrial production managers, $26 an hour. And this is all within Bay Area. So it might differ if you move to a different location or if you're in a different area. Food cooking machine operators and tenders, they make about $29 an hour. Industrial production managers, they make about $32 an hour. And with this, we offer the associate degree and the certificate programs. And many students tend to get jobs right away when they do the certificate programs. Okay, so the other popular program that I mentioned was nursing. So what you would normally do, work directly with patients, assessing their health, administering medicine, giving them important information, and responding to any emergencies they might have. So the pay within the Bay Area so the ADN is an associate degree in nursing, okay? So the pay for the ADN nurses are around $49 an hour. And again, this is in the Bay Area. So the certified nursing program, what I really like about this and why students like it is that it's only 6 weeks. It's not 16. I have an error there. So it's only a six weeks program. 16 weeks, 6 months. It's 1 semester, so students finish it within 1 semester and they get around $18 an hour. And this is for students who kind of want to explore nursing, and they can get started with this and see if the healthcare is really something that they want, okay? Okay, so financial aid. I used to be a financial aid advisor, which is why I kind of briefly go over this. So what we offer is if you fill out the FAFSA or the DREAM. So the difference between the FAFSA and the DREAM is that the FAFSA is for US citizens and permanent residents, while the DREAM is for non-citizens and not permanent residents. But you can go ahead and fill it out. Those are the websites. And some of the grants that Contra Costa and most community colleges offer are the Pell Grants, depending on your income. You may qualify for a Pell Grant, an SEOG grant, and a California grant. So I haven't included how much it is because it differs from student to student, okay? But if you want to know more information, I'm going to go over our website so you could, contact somebody with that. We also have the Board of Governors fee waiver, which is now known as the Promise Grant. This helps you with your tuition costs. So the grants are money for you to keep in your pocket. You could use it for, you know, college material, books, etc. While the fee waiver is for your tuition costs. And we have something that's very new and something that I like. So it's called the FT3, which is first time, full-time free tuition. So it's for students, regardless of their income, they can qualify for this, okay? They just need to pledge and be full-time. Full-time is considered 12 units. So that's about 4 classes. Okay, so loans, there's loans. This is money that you would have to pay back. It includes subsidized and unsubsidized. We also offer work study. I was a work study student, which I really liked. So when you're attending college, if you're a half-time student, which is 6 units in 2 classes, you may qualify for this, and you could work on campus. You could work as a counselor. You could work front desk in the counseling department. You could work as a financial aid student advisor, assistant. So you could work all around campus in the library. And get this, sorry, and then I have scholarships. So there's scholarships, both internal and external. And I can show you the website with all of this information if you want to know more, okay? So Career Center. So in the Career Center, you get help in things like finding a job. So let's say you're a student and you need an internship. They'll help you with your internship. They'll assist you in building your resume, cover letters, and even do interview practices with you, okay? So that's available for you.
Hey, Amber.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to make sure we are checking on time because our next guest speaker is going to start soon. So
Okay.
is it okay if we share the website, and then if any students on this call are interested in speaking more about Contra Costa College specifically, can they come to your Zoom from the Career Ed Fair link?
I don't know how that works, but I can share my email address.
Absolutely.
They did make me aware that I have like my own personal.
That's okay.
Zoom. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I just want to be aware of time. So
Yeah.
if you don't mind, we can do that. And also we'll share this presentation and record all of it. So I do want to point that out.
Okay, great. Thank you. No, I'm almost done. This is my last slide.
Okay, that's fine.
And I was just about to go into saying thank you and any questions anybody might have. I'll be glad to answer those. No? Okay. I will share my email. Let me see if Zoom has a chat. I don't know if this has a chat. Usually when I'm using Zoom, it does. And so sorry, I was actually using my work computer, but somehow the video was not working. So I was kind of panicking. I was like, oh no, what's going on? So Anna, I can probably email you you have my email address. So go ahead and share it with anybody who might have questions, okay?
Okay,
so the websites that I wanted to share. So when I mentioned the associate degree, so this is the associate degree right here. Okay, so students need 60 degree applicable units and a 2.0 GPA. So let's say you want to get your associate degree in early childhood education. So you would take, Anna, how much time do I have?
Our next speaker should be starting in like 2 minutes.
Okay, let me just briefly use this as an example.
Sure.
Early childhood education, Contra Costa College.
Perfect. And then I do want to share with everyone else, Las Medanos College and Diablo Valley College will be speaking at a later time. So I do want to share that in case you have more questions specific to junior college.
Okay, so this is our, here are our certificates and degrees, as I mentioned. So when you look over here, you'll see the associate degree. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can see the highlighted. Okay, so those are our associate degrees, and it includes 3. So it's the early childhood education, early childhood. So this is for students who are interested in transferring to a CSU or a UC. So, but just the general one, like these 2, the Montessori and then the general Contra Costa degree, you would follow this pattern right here. So you would be required to take only 1 class in these areas, okay? But let's say if you're interested in transferring to a 4-year, then you would be following this one. And then it's a different form that you would follow. So you're taking more general education classes. I get the Contra Costa College. Here it is. So it's kind of like the same thing, but you're taking more classes in an area. So you would be required to take 3 classes in the English and communications area. You would be required to take, well, 1 class in the math area, and then arts and humanities, 3 classes, and it's of your choice. So you can pick from those disciplines. And then social and behavioral sciences. So 3 classes again. And I know some of you guys are in high school, right? High schoolers, yeah. So I would advise you to take that language requirement while you're in high school so that you don't have to do it when you come to community college, for those of you who might be interested, okay? Because that's also a requirement for students who are interested in transferring. Okay, so that is it of my presentation. I would be glad to answer any questions that you guys might have. You can email me as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I will add your email to the chat box in a second, and then I can follow up with you after. But again, thank you so much for joining us.
No worries. It's nice meeting you.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you too. So everyone on the call, I do want to share our next guest speaker is on the call. So she will be starting in a second. Meredith, whenever you're ready, I will add stuff to the chat box for everyone else who has any questions, and then go from there. Thank you.
No worries. Hello, everyone. My name is Meredith. I'm the enrollment team leader, or admissions leader, sorry, at Paul Mitchell the School East Bay. So we are a cosmetology and barbering school. Do I have access to share my screen? Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna share my screen and share some slides with you guys. While I'm doing that, a little bit about myself. I've worked for Paul Mitchell Schools for 5.5 years. I recently just moved to the East Bay campus. I was working in a Paul Mitchell school in Virginia, and then I was in Las Vegas for the past 2 years, and now I'm here, but I've been overseeing enrollment and marketing for the past 3 years or so. A little bit about Paul Mitchell Schools. We've been around since the late 90s. Paul Mitchell the School East Bay opened in 2007, and we're located in downtown Pleasant Hill. So, oops, there we go. So a little bit about what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to kind of rush through. I do have a Zoom link that you guys are welcome to join if you guys have any specific questions. But I'm going to rush through it a little bit today. But we're going to talk about, obviously, education, a little bit about Paul Mitchell School's culture and placement and your career options in the beauty industry. So unlike a 4-year university or a community college, we're a trade school. So with us, we do teach a little bit differently. We focus on every different type of learner. So I remember when I was like in your shoes, when I was in high school, I was a super hands-on learner. So I didn't do too well with bookwork and homework and things like that. I was a hands-on learner. So our students actually take something called a multiple intelligence test. This is done during their first or second week of school, and it tells us how our students learn. Are they hands-on? Do they work better in groups? Do they work better by themselves? Do they like to listen to music? With all this being said, it just helps our teachers be able to individualize your specific learning style and kind of cater to you for your specific education. A little bit about how our students move throughout the program. We keep everybody organized, kind of like in high school or in a university, like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. That's kind of the best way to describe it. But we call ours core, protege, adaptive, and creative. In core, this is going to be like the beginning stages of cosmetology or barbering. So this is where our students are learning all the basics and really the fundamentals of what that industry really entails, and learning seriously super duper basics. So like how to hold your scissors so your hands don't hurt, 10 years down the road, or how to position your body when you're cutting hair so your hips don't hurt or your feet don't hurt, right? You learn all the basics of cutting, color, texture, makeup, spa, all the fun things. With protege, this is where our students are able to kind of dip their toes in and get their feet wet and kind of see what it's like to be on the clinic classroom, which is what we'll talk about here in just a second. The clinic classroom is where our students begin their super hands-on part of the program. So protege, they begin assisting and shadowing other students who are a little bit further along in the program so they can start to build that confidence before we put them on the clinic classroom. Adaptive is when our students start on the clinic. This is where they're able to bring in their friends and family, start working on those services and getting their hands-on experience. We also have walk-in guests as well. So as of right now, we aren't taking guests, but we hope to be within the next few months just because of the crazy COVID situation, but we're hoping that'll be switched up here soon. Next is like your senior phase, which is creative. This is where it's our students' opportunity to be creative, kind of color outside of the lines a little bit, and do services that they may have not been comfortable with, obviously on their first day of school. And this is where we really begin to focus on placement and building our students' portfolio and resume. Being in the beauty industry, it's really different than anything else. You know, we really celebrate diversity, inclusivity, artistic, creative resumes. Everything is colorful. We want to look at your Instagram, you know, versus if you're getting a job, you know, as a nurse, your resume may look a little different. So it is a completely different type of professional development curriculum that we have at our school. I'm going to skip that one. We do also have student-run teams, which I think is really important when, you know, you're graduating high school and you're going to a college or a trade school, is to build those types of relationships while you're, you know, in a new environment. So we have student-run teams. I'm not sure if you guys have those at your school, like student council, book club, yearbook, that kind of stuff. But we have one specific to cosmetology where you're just able to kind of get to know your other classmates and start practicing things that you guys have similarities in. So one is focused on community work. So anytime you go out into the community, have any fun events. We have a take-home team. They actually get to assist in teaching classes. That's more geared towards people who are really interested in like the back end side of the industry and things like that. I talked a little bit about professional development with the resume building, portfolios, and things like that. But we have an entire curriculum called Business Fundamentals that sets our students up for success. So they're successful in their career. So we want our students to be great while they're in school, but it's, you know, we want to make money, right? That's why we all go to schools. We want to have a cool job. So we want to make sure that our students understand how to be successful in their career. We have career fairs just like this, like we're having right now. We host them in our campus every 3 months. That's where we invite in salon owners to come and check out our students' work. It's kind of like speed dating, kind of exactly like what we're doing now. So speed dating, you get to know, you know, what salon may, you know, fit you best. We also invite guest artists into our campus, so you're able to start building that network. And then Paul Mitchel Schools itself is a huge network. We have over 100,000 salons nationwide. We're in 88 countries. And then in the US, we have over 125 Paul Mitchel schools. So I'm a prime example of that. I've been able to get to know everyone in the network and move from Virginia to Vegas to California. And here I am. A little bit about career options in the beauty industry. Like I said, we offer barbering and cosmetology. Cosmetology covers hair, skin, nails, makeup, eyelash extensions, and hair extensions. So you're able to do anything, you know, that revolves around that. You could work in a school like myself. I work in admissions. So you could work in a school. You could be an educator. You can teach other people how to do hair. You could be a salon owner or a business owner if you like that sort of thing. You can work for a corporate world, which is really fun. I've also had that experience with Paul Mitchel. You can work in sales, distribution, and things like that. Lots of different options. Screenshot this if you can. It's a lot to read. And then I think this is the most exciting part that I wanted to share with you guys because you guys get a lot of stuff. So what you see here is our student kit. So our students are set up for success with professional tools that they need to start their career in the beauty industry. Our students get to keep everything that you see here that comes in the kit. And one really special thing about our school specifically is that we're a digital school. So I can't remember the last time I touched a piece of paper. So we all use laptops for staff, and then our students have iPads, and the iPad is included in the tuition. You don't have a bunch of textbooks to lug around. Everything is in the iPad. Also, you can feel free to take a screenshot of that too. I'm going to skip schedules, but we do have 2021 start dates, and I'll send this to you, Anna, if you want to like share this presentation specifically.
Perfect.
Skip over those schedules. For payment options, we do accept financial aid to those who qualify. I put our FAFSA code on here. If any of you guys are seniors and looking at starting in 2021, feel free to submit a FAFSA and we'll definitely reach out to you. That will tell us if you qualify for Pell Grants and student loans, so subsidized and unsubsidized loans. Or we also offer interest-free monthly payments for those who are just ready to get started and have their parent support. And then we also offer scholarships as well. The first one I wanted to talk about is our high school senior scholarship. So we offer a $1,000 scholarship to any high school senior who's able to submit a completed application and contract for any 2021 class by April 30th of next year. So if you guys are interested, you do have a little bit of time for that. But I just wanted to share that. We actually just launched that high school senior scholarship this week. So you guys are actually the first ones to hear about it. And here's some scholarship links. I'll send that over to you. Next, like I said, I do have a table from 6 to 7. So I'll be hopping on that here in just a minute. If you guys want to check us out on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and then we can also set up a time for you guys to individually tour and check out our campus. So that is it for me. Here's my contact information if you'd like to reach out. And if you guys have any questions, I'll be on my Zoom link here in just a second.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Meredith. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all of you working with us on time. We're running a little bit late. I added the link to the main career ed fair into the chat box. So if you want to go talk to Meredith more about their specific programs, I know there was a couple of questions in the chat box. You're welcome to go. And then this Zoom link will stay open because we'll continue to have guest speakers. In fact, our next guest speaker, Mathew Morrisey, is on the call, and he will get started in just a second. So give me about a minute, less than a minute, just to make sure we are situated. And again, thank you, Meredith. We will be seeing you soon. Perfect. And Mathew, I have created you as a co-host, so you're able to unmute yourself.
Yes.
And then, awesome. And then everyone else, you are muted. If you have questions, you can add them to the chat box. Sorry, I can't speak tonight for some reason. And so anyhow, if you have questions, feel free to add them. If you have anything else outside of the 10-minute span, we will continue to have guest speakers until the end of tonight. These will be recorded and will be available to you. So if you want to go hop on a different Zoom link, ask questions, come back, whatever, you're welcome to do so. So Mathew, you're welcome to take the floor now.
Thank you. What do I have, 10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Okay. Let's see, I can talk as long as you want or as short as you want.
Yeah, so you're welcome to share your screen.
Okay,
as
yeah,
a
I have a
co-host.
PowerPoint.
Yeah.
I could start taking, how many students do we have with us?
We have about 30 participants total.
Okay, very good. Maybe show of hands, anybody interested in criminal justice, law, police officer, detective, CSI? Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm with Diablo Valley College, and I teach the Administration of Justice program. So I'll start there with what that means. Administration of Justice includes law and justice, education and careers. And like my predecessor, the cosmetologist, boy, I was excited about that presentation. Where do I sign up for that school? She wisely said that there's a career and money at the end of your educational pursuit. And that's correct, very much so with criminal justice, because we equal jobs. So you all know about our society, how important the police are and public safety. And these are very important jobs for our society. They're very good jobs, very good careers. And one of the great things is you make a lot of money. So not that we do it for the money, but the money's, is not bad. It helps. There's a lot going on in criminal justice right now. So I ask all my students, we want to make sure you know what you're getting into. Very important. Everybody knows a police officer, has one in the family or as a neighbor or an uncle or somebody. And there are many fine police officers, men and women out there doing the job and keeping us safe. And that's wonderful. And it's a great career. Those who want to help people, it's a job designed around helping people and helping society. And it's a wonderful job. I did it for 30 years. So I was with the local police department, and I thought it was the best job in the world. So my advice always is if the job fits you, it's the best job in the world, because you're driving around and helping people. And yes, you get to do some exciting things and arrest some bad guys, but you are helping people. That's the primary mission. So, but there's many more jobs besides police officer. Like I said, law school. So those who want to be attorneys or judges, Judge Judy, some people watch those shows, Law and Order, right? The CSI show. Now we caution our students that those shows look really great, like a lot of fun and really neat jobs, but remember, that's television. Television and movies is not real career stuff. That's television, right? So they take little bits of reality and make it Hollywoodized, and they glamorize it. So Some of the job is there, but most of it is not. We don't drive Hummers and wear tuxedos to crime scenes and things like that. But those who are interested in science and CSI, I mean, that's another great field. We have our own CSI program. We have a crime lab, and we do crime scenes. Kind of interesting to see people walk through campus and they see like a dead body over on the side. That's a fake dead body with some crime scene tape, and oh, that's CSI. They're doing a crime scene over there. So not a real dead person. But our students love it because they get hands-on experience, they get training, and then they can go into the world of CSI. So other jobs, probation, parole, prisons, public service. There's many, many jobs, hundreds of jobs besides police officer. You might hear like a detective or a dispatcher. You can be anything. For every police officer out there, there's many support people behind the officer. So, you know, from dispatchers, front desk people, evidence technicians, records people, hundreds and hundreds of jobs within a police department. Same with the probation department, prison department, fire, emergency, medical. All those are great jobs, great jobs. A lot of fun, helping people, making good money, very noble careers. Okay, so I can share my screen.
Yes, and we have about 4.5 minutes left.
Okay, let me just start this. So let's see if I can do it. Can you see that? And
Not yet. We can't see your screen yet.
you not see it?
Not yet.
Okay. Let's see.
If you go to share screen, a huge box will pop up, and then there's a bunch of squares. You might
Yeah.
want to click on just the one you want to present. That might help.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you can't see it, it's not working.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right, well, we'll skip that. Any questions so far?
Do you
Or this
mind do you mind sharing maybe like what the salary looks like for someone starting in the field? Like roughly how much that would be if somebody, like if I wanted to go to DVC and be part of the program that you teach, if I'm graduating with an associate's, is there any kind of job I can join, or what does that look like?
Yeah, so, okay, let's talk about those entry-level careers and salaries. So if you want to be a police officer, that's probably one of the biggest categories of jobs. Go to DVC. Now, first of all, finish high school. You know, you have a career and education plan, right? So do well in school, come to DVC, start taking courses. We'll teach you law and criminal justice and all the skills and knowledge that you need to have. And then once you get hired as a police officer, you need to be 21 years old, and then they will put you through a police academy. Okay, police academy is separate and in addition to your college education. If you get hired, they will pay you, the agency will pay you to go through a police academy. And then once you graduate from that academy, you start field training, and that can take about 6 months after the academy. So it's about a year before you finally kind of hit the street independently as a police officer. And brand new police officers make somewhere around $90,000 to $100,000 a year. It tends to be the bigger cities pay more, like San Francisco Police Department, big city, and they start their officers at about $100,000 a year, plus benefits and retirement and all those good things. It takes a while to get there. It takes a process to get hired. You got to go through a background process, extensive. They're going to talk to your neighbors and parents and friends and teachers, and they want to make sure you're a good fit to be a police officer, a position with a lot of responsibility and decision making, and things like honesty, integrity are very important. Same with probation officers. They make about $90,000 a year, and that's starting. So it goes up from there. Our jobs have a lot of overtime, holiday pay. You end up working a lot of nights and weekends and holidays and things like that. It's not really a normal schedule, normal life. We work a lot of odd hours and crimes usually don't happen during the day. They usually happen at night, you know, like Sunday morning at 3 o'clock in the morning.
We have a question in the chat box, and I think it was maybe worded wrong, but the question is, how long is the career? And I think it says, and Anai, if you would like to correct me, is how long does it take you to be in the careers? So I guess it would be, do all of the careers in this field require a degree? So an associate's, a certificate, or a bachelor's? And Anai, if I'm wrong, you can totally change it and tell me in the chat box. Okay, that's right. And
Okay,
then after that question, we will close off. And if anybody has more questions for Mr. Mathew, he is at the DVC breakout. So I do want to mention that.
Great. Yeah, no, that was a great question. I missed that one. That's important. So most police departments, believe it or not, across the nation only require high school education. The better agencies and a lot of the big cities do require college, and it's basically the equivalent of an AA degree, an associate's degree, which is DVC. 2 years of your undergraduate is an AA or AS degree. But we always say, even those departments like CHP or some of the others that only require high school, a college education will make you a better applicant. You will be much better prepared for a career in law enforcement if you have college. A college educated officer makes a better officer. That's a standard. So, and normally if you want to be a police officer or, you know, criminal justice field, by the time you get out of high school and you get your AA, you're going to be 20 to 21 years old, and that's the age we normally hire. So that's good. Probation and some of the other jobs require a bachelor's degree. So it's kind of a funny system. Probation officer is basically supervised release, watching people either in lieu of jail or after they get out of jail. Same with parole. They typically require a bachelor's degree. But police departments either require high school or associates. So it's about 2 years of college before you get into your typical police job, at least in the Bay Area.
Thank you. And we have one more question. And then after this question, I strongly suggest anyone who has questions about public services or the public service field to join Mathew during the DVC session, which is happening at the same time. Again, if any of you want to maybe go to one of the other sessions and come back, we'll be having speakers every 10 minutes. So this last question is from a parent, and she is asking, she says, my son is enlisting for the Marines and interested in the police criminal justice career after. Would it be helpful to have contact for him to plan properly for his education? Does that still require additional training and or a degree?
Yes, but we do hire a lot of military, ex-militaries. That's good. Those folks are usually very squared away, and they have a lot of good training and experience. So we're hiring, seems like, more and more ex-military, but it's a separate system. So he'll go off and do his military experience. When he comes back, hiring right now is great and will continue to be very good for the next 5 to 10 years. So he can get a job. Highly recommend he'll have a GI Bill or some way to go to college when he gets out of the military, and he can start taking classes and getting ready for a police career or another career in criminal justice.
Perfect.
And
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
I will mention, yeah, before you go, I'm always available because students call me, talk to me almost every day. You can have my email. I think you have my email. I'm usually sitting in my office Monday through Thursday. And if students have questions, they can either come talk to me, they can call me, they can email me, and I'm happy to take them through the education and the hiring and the career process. That's one of my jobs, and I enjoy doing it. I was also a student at DVC. I went to Clayton Valley High School, and so it all worked out for me. And so me, like all the other teachers, love to give back and help students get into the business.
I added your email to the chat box. So if anyone wants to reach out directly to Mathew, you're welcome to send him an email. And again, he will be hanging out in his Zoom link for the rest of this session. I want to thank you so much, Mathew, for joining us. And our next speaker is going to get started in a few seconds. So if you're interested in the arts digital media field, Mario Jerez, who is on this call, will be about to speak. So thank you so much, Mathew. We'll be talking to you soon.
Take care.
And Okay. So if anyone new just joined, I want to remind you to please make sure if you're able to turn your camera on, go ahead and do so. If not, that's okay. We completely understand. And then also, if you might have any questions about Zoom or you know, might not know how to do so, on the top right corner, there's a section that says speaker view. And so that way you'll be able to see who is talking at that exact time. So Mario, I just created you as a co-host, and you'll be able to unmute yourself and turn your camera on when you're ready. And then we'll get started. We have until about 6:21.
Great. Thank you for having me here, Anna. Nice to kind of see everybody here today as I'm looking on the panel. All right, real quick, let me see if I can do some interactive work. All right, I have almost everybody's panel. Let's see if we can do the wave. Everyone, let me see do a wave. Let me see everyone do a wave right now. Let's see. What? Oh, come on.
We tried. I'm trying.
All right, it's all good. I totally get it if you don't want to cover your face. I mean, as long as if I could see it actually in the chat, we could say like, give me a wave, and you say wave, and that'd be pretty fun as well too. So in the chat, let me have you write down wave if you want to hear me waving. Nice, great, okay. Wow, these are rolling in pretty fast. Holy crap, I think my computer might crash. No,
I
I'm
really
kidding.
hope it doesn't. We have about 8 minutes.
Got it. All right, awesome. I love this active participation. Great to see it. Again, my name is Mario Jerez. I am a freelance filmmaker, and I actually went to schools in in MDUSD, and I went to Mount Diablo High School. I have actually known Anna for quite some time, but aside from that, my whole multimedia journey actually happened in high school, and I was in a multimedia academy when it all happened, and it took its way, kind of like baby steps. So to be formal, my title is I am actually a freelance video producer / videographer. I also do photography as well. And in addition, I'm also an educator for the Children's Creativity Museum in San Francisco, and I help them produce content as well, where it allows our museum visitors or patrons to go out there and go outside, you know, especially throughout this whole, you know, pandemic. It allows them to go outside, get active, have some learning outside from the whole screen, and kind of just reconnect in a way. So those are my two roles. I've been freelancing for about 7 years. If you're unfamiliar with what freelance is, in the most lamest terms, it's contract work. Some work is by contract. A lot of work can be for pro bono, where you help somebody produce something, and in return, you get content, you get portfolio work to show for future clients or investors. And yeah, so I've been freelancing, contracting for about 7 years. And it's been pretty creative for the most part, and a lot of good brainstorming and puzzle piecing together. And with that, I got my degree with a Bachelor's of Science in Digital Filmmaking and Video Production. And a lot of you may think, wait, can I just learn video production on YouTube or on Skillshare or any sort of online technical career training site? Yeah, like I have no problem with that. But when you apply for jobs, as our previous speaker was just saying, a lot of these jobs out there, they're going to be looking for some sort of credibility or degree. You know, yes, I went to school for this, and I have something to show for it as well. But that's just beyond that. Yeah.
Can you share where you went to school?
Yeah, I like how you brought that up, Anna. I was just about to go into that. So I went to school in Mount Diablo High School. This was many years ago. And I was I don't know if we have anybody from Mount Diablo here or not. And I was in the Multimedia Academy also, and currently known as Digital Safari Academy, where students just like you get to learn how to do a little bit of graphic design a little bit of music production, a little bit of photography, a little bit of video production as well. And not only that, but learning how to edit photos and edit videos too. So yeah, and a little bit of digital art creation as well. So yeah.
Where did you get your degree and your bachelor's?
I got my degree, I got my bachelor's at the Art Institute of San Francisco. It used to be in San Francisco, but unfortunately the school had closed down. However, I do highly recommend getting your education at a UC or a state school for anything. I'm not saying I didn't like my education or my place, but it's better to get your degree at a UC or a CSU, hands down.
There's a question in the chat box from Alana, and they're asking, is it digital and film, or is it one over the other, and why?
That's a really good question, and it's actually both. And a lot of people are thinking film, like the celluloid that you see in that, old-fashioned Turner. No, we actually don't do any sort of production like that. It's all digital. So it's still video production, it's still digital filmmaking. It's still filmmaking, that's just not with the whole old film strip, celluloid as we like to call it.
What suggestion, aside from going to a CSU or UC, would you give students interested in this field?
I did mention YouTube. It doesn't hurt to look into YouTube and actually type in, okay, how do I do filmmaking, or how do I record video? How do I do photography? YouTube's a good source. There are also programs in the Bay Area. I'm not sure anywhere closely near within Contra Costa, but I know there's some programs in Berkeley or in Oakland or in San Francisco where you're able to learn about video production. I had an internship in college where the production studio did offer youth programs for high school students and a few middle school students, just like as yourselves, to actually learn how to do, how to record on camera, how to, make some music, how to do some cool animated motion graphics, with that. That's what I can basically, recommend. I know some high schools in the district do offer some multimedia programs or related programs. I know College Park, obviously Mount Babel High School, but I'm not too sure about Concord High or Northgate. So, but it doesn't hurt to look into those.
Yeah, I do want to share, Concord High does have a photography pathway, and Northgate has an animation and art design pathway. So if you're at either of those schools and you're joining us tonight, you are welcome to look into those and talk to a counselor. Mario, we have about 3 minutes left, and I have 2 more questions that were sent to me in the chat box. The first question is, do you know of any software that's available to youth maybe interested in the field so that they can maybe explore aside from the YouTube videos?
Yes. So YouTube does actually they give you tutorials on how to use certain software. One I always use on a daily basis is Adobe Premiere Pro. I know for some people that could be a bit pricey. Totally understand. If you want to get a feel for it, download it, get the 1-month trial, for free, and see how you like it. And same goes for all Adobe programs. Another simpler one, I think, is Adobe Premiere Pro Rush or Adobe Rush. Same video editing, same kind of skills to what I use, just on a downscale size and maybe a one-time purchase. I don't know. But yeah, other skills I do use from time to time, Photoshop, and a few other ones. Yeah. But at least Adobe programs I use from time to time.
Perfect, thank you. And then our last question, and we can cover it pretty soon. Our next speaker is going to join in a second. But the next question is about how much does someone who's freelancing beginning start making?
That's always a question that's kind of hard to gauge, but this is my response to it. In myself as a freelancer, it's kind of hard to gauge and say, okay, I'm going to charge, let's say, $100,000 for this project, and the client or whoever's going to hire you is not going to pay that, especially on how many years of experience you've been producing work or working with organizations or nonprofits or companies. It's really hard to say, and it really depends on how good your work is. And for me, what I had to do, I actually asked colleagues in my network about, hey, how much do you charge for this? How much do you charge for that? Because every client, every person is different on how much they charge. So I can't really give you a definite exact price. Every project is different, as I said. Every client is different.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I think it's really important, you know, you learn to advocate for yourself. So I think that that's awesome. Okay, Mario, well, we'd like to thank you so much for joining us today. I know you don't have a specific link. Students can join, you know, after this session. So if anyone's interested in contacting you, is it okay if we share your email address? Or do you want me to share? Yeah, okay. Awesome.
You could also, I'm also going to include my Instagram.
Perfect. You can add it in the chat box if you'd like.
That's what I'm doing right now. So,
thank you.
One last thing before I end off, you know, you can learn about technical skills. You can learn how to direct. You can learn how to write. You can learn how to produce. You can learn how to edit in school. But honestly, one of the most important skills that I've learned is soft skills: communication, writing, listening, active listening, understanding feedback, freedom to fail, and actually have a growth mindset through that. Because you can have the technical things, but not, you know, those soft skills, they could hinder you if you don't have them. So I highly recommend, you know, practicing skills that are soft that you could use in anything. It doesn't have to be video. It could be even at, you know, if you work at a store, at a clothing store. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mario. I do want to share, I see there were some extra questions that were coming in. Please make sure you reach out to Mario directly if you have any specific questions. Our next speaker, Andrea Murphy, is on the call, and so I'm going to get her started. Again, thank you, Mario, for joining us. If anyone has any other questions, like I said, I suggest you reach out to him directly. I'll add his email in a little bit, but this is his Instagram domain. What do you call it? Is Instagram name?
Instagram handle.
Thank you
I had to
for
learn
the
that
correct.
one too, just a year ago.
Thank you for the correct terminology. Okay, so everyone, again, I do want to share all of these will be shared with you. They're being recorded. They'll be available through your college and career advisors. I just have to edit them, so give me about a week or so to do so.
Yeah, I understand the editing process.
Yeah. So like I said, anyone else, if you would like to maybe go check out the rest of the speakers, you're welcome to do so. They have their own links. If you'd like to stay here and listen to the rest of our speakers, you're welcome to do so also. Mario, thanks again, and we'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Take care, everyone. Have a nice time.
Bye. Awesome. Andrea, I am about to make you a co-host so that you're able to unmute yourself. And then if you'd like to share your screen, you're welcome to do so. We have about 30 participants on the call. And so I do want to remind everyone, if you'd like to add yourself as a, on the top right corner, I'm sorry, let me correct myself. On the top right corner, there's a speaker view option. And so that allows you to see who's talking at the time. So it's just a reminder for anyone that needs it. Andrea, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Students, this will be recorded and will be available in about a week or so. Awesome, you're welcome to go.
Okay, thank you very much. It's nice to be here. And I'm Andrea Murphy. I'm a program coordinator for the Career and Technical Education Center at Mount Diablo Adult Education. I am going to share my screen. I have a couple of slides that I'd like to share our programs with you and go through those. So let me get to that real quickly. And so Mount Diablo Adult Education is part of the Mount Diablo Unified School District. It's for students who are post-secondary. They've completed high school, or actually we have a high school completion program and GED high set prep at our campus, as well as English as a second language, adults with disability, and lots of wonderful community education courses. We also have a career and technical education center, and that's what I want to spend a few minutes telling you about. We do have our mission is that CTEC, which is First Career and Technical Education Center, fully prepares adults to be successfully employed in demand occupations and industry sectors. And I'm going to go to the next slide and kind of show you what those career programs are. All of them, there's quite a range in the length of time. 12 weeks is the shortest program, which is our emergency medical technician program, up to 1 year, which is surgical technologist is our longest program. The rest of them, most of them are between 6 months and 10 months in length, which is actually very quick, a short program. And at the end of the program, you're prepared to become employed in one of these occupations. Certified nursing assistant is our newest career program that's been running almost 2 years now. Prepares students to work in residential care facilities, primarily caring for the residents and patients. Our business courses are the computer applications training and office professional, where you're prepared to use a computer and lots of other skills in office occupations. We have a great dental assistant program that's been shortened actually to about 10 months this year. It was a 12-month program. So you can become a dental assistant and work in a dental office assisting the dentist and the patients after you go through the program. And you can become a registered dental assistant by taking the state registered dental assistant exam at the end of the program. Emergency medical technician is a very popular program. It is required that you become licensed to work as an EMT in California. So our program prepares students to take and pass the NREMT test at the end of the course. And this is a fairly short course, about 4.5 months to train to become an emergency medical technician. Medical assistant is a very popular program. This is where the students learn to become either a back office or a front office assistant, either helping patients with procedures and taking vital signs when they come in for appointments, or helping with scheduling of appointments, and quite a variety of duties in medical offices. And then surgical technologist is a very popular program also. This is a program that trains you to work in a surgery center or a hospital, being part of the surgical team and learning lots of instruments, names of instruments, and learning to work throughout the length of a surgery. Most of our programs are Pell Grant eligible, so that means it's a type of federal student aid, and I'm sure some of the schools that have been here tonight have talked to you about filling out a FAFSA, so that stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. And our school doesn't offer student loans for these programs, but we do offer Pell Grants for most of the programs. And the great thing about a grant, of course, is you don't need to repay the grant. So it's free money to use to help pay for the program and other costs you might have as part of attending school. We do have other types of funding available. So we share those with students when they go to our orientation and then help them apply for financial aid. We also have interest-free payment plans available for all of our programs. We also have lots of individual classes, business accounting, individual computer classes, and other medical classes. To get started, you can take our CTEC orientation, which is now online. And I'm just going to show you before closing how to get to our website and access those things. By the way, we are a partner of the America's Job Center of California, which is a career center network. And so we have a career center on campus and a career coach. So ask us about those services when you contact us about one of our programs. This is how you contact us. The best thing to do actually is go online to our website at www.mountdiabloadulted.org. You can click on the CTech link to find out more about our career programs. And our phone number is also posted on the website. We have 2 program coordinators, Dodi Zotai and myself. And to request more information, this is probably the easiest thing to remember, is when you go to that CTech page on the website, there's a quick interest form link and the yellow arrows pointing to that. So just visit that page, click on that link and fill out a little bit of information, and someone from our staff will get back to you within 48 hours. So thanks so much, and I look forward to speaking with some of you soon.
Thank you so much, Andrea. We really appreciate your time and for you joining us. If you'd like to stop sharing your screen, it'll take us to the full view. We have about 2 minutes if anybody has any questions, but I did want to mention to everyone in this particular session, Loma Vista Adult Education is where these programs are, and if you're not familiar with where it is, it's really close to the Concord BART station. So if you do end up signing up for classes there and you're thinking about transportation, the BART station is right down the street. So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Again, thank you so much, Andrea. Oh, yes.
Thank you. I was going to say that is one of the big pluses, is our location, our proximity to the Concord BART.
Right.
A lot of our programs right now have moved online or some to hybrid format where they will come on campus just to do the required lab skills. But it is great that we're right next to the BART.
Great. Thank you so much again. For everyone in this speaker session, I do want to point out we have some people joining us just now. We're running about 5 minutes behind, so please be patient with us. Andrea, thank you. If anyone else has any other questions for her, I know that she has a link in the original Career Ed Fair website. I can add the link again to the chat box for any of you that want to go back to those sessions. And our next guest speaker is from Diablo Valley College, Catherine Franco. So Catherine, I just made you the co-host, and you're welcome to unmute yourself. Everyone else is unmuted. And then after Catherine speaks, we do have Camille and Elizabeth from Los Medanos College, and so that'll end our evening. I do want to share again that all of these sessions will be recorded and available to you all. It will take about a week to make sure that your college and career counselors receive them. But we are going to go ahead and get started. Catherine, I'm spotlighting your video, but everyone, just so you know, you are able to click on the speaker view on the top right corner so that you could see her while she is speaking. Awesome. Go ahead, Catherine.
All right. Hi there, everyone. My name is Catherine Franco, and I work at DVC. I am the manager over our workforce development and career education programs. And, I have a few slides here that I wanted to share with you. I'm sure you've gotten a lot of information on financial aid tonight. So I wanted to just give you a few bits of information on the programs that I oversee. And so I'm in the career education programs. With the career education programs, they're a little bit different from general ed. Career education are just highly technical programs, and you might have heard of them at your school referred to as career technical education. So in high school, they say career technical education, and for some reason, in community college, they call it career education, but really it's the same thing. And so those are those hands-on programs that we teach, such as culinary, industrial design, automotive, art, digital media, computer science. So we have a lot of programs to choose from. And so we really want students to know that those hands-on programs are actually still available in the fall and the spring at DVC. We are offering them in a hybrid format as well as online and face-to-face. So keep in mind that there's a lot of opportunity in career education at DVC. I'm showing a slide right now that just kind of breaks down certificates and degrees. And so we offer a lot of certificates. So there's a certificate of accomplishment, which usually takes about a semester or so to complete. And certificate of achievement is typically about a year, depending on how often you go to school, if you're full-time or part-time. With those, certificate of achievement is eligible for financial aid. And with these certificates, you are not having to take general ed. So the certificates, it's just strictly the core courses for the specific program or discipline that you're going to be studying. So if you are studying engineering technology, it's only going to be engineering technologies, okay? And then if you decide to pursue a degree, the courses that you've taken in either certificate program, whether it be accomplishment or achievement, everything is stackable. So you can use those same courses from the certificate that you've taken and apply those to the degree. And so with the degree, we'll add on a few more, higher level industry specific courses, and then we'll also add in that general ed. So your math and your English and your science, just so you have a complete degree. And then if you're deciding that you want to go on a little further, we can then move you into a transfer status. And so there's lots of options if you're not sure what you want to do. You just want to kind of test things out, take some intro classes. A lot of those courses are part of stackable certificates and degrees, okay? So we want you to know that that's available. These are some of the CE programs that we have. And so addiction studies, administration of justice, business has a ton of different programs. Computer information systems, our dental program. The dental program, dental hygiene, is a small cohort of 20 students. We add new students to it every single year. It is a competitive program, but a really great program to go into. Within 2 to 3 years, you can get out, start working, and typically they earn between like $70,000 and about $110,000. So it's a really great program that you don't have to get a bachelor's degree for. And as you can see, there's a lot of other really cool programs, music industry studies. Pre-apprenticeship is a construction program that you can explore all of the different trades out there in one semester. So we run that pre-apprenticeship construction program every spring. Typically students take about 21 units, so it's really all about school. But within that period of time, you're getting exposure to all different trades. And then they do a lot of hiring of those students in the trades. So it's a really great opportunity if you're thinking about going into anything related to construction, welding, let's see, electrical. They do a lot of electrical in that as well, okay? And so then I wanted to kind of turn this off and take you to one of our web pages and share with you our interest areas. So for students coming to DVC, prospective students, we just want to let you know that we're really trying to make it as easy as possible for you to find things here. So we've moved into something called interest areas. So explore your interests. We've taken all of the programs that we have, career education, general education, and we've put it into these 5 different areas right here to make it a little bit easier for you to identify. So arts, communication, and language, if you're someone who's interested in communication and creative expression. IT, business, and econ, for those that are interested in technology and business. So it's pretty self-explanatory. But within that, we've listed all the programs that are specific to that interest area. So we want students to be able to go in, kind of just explore a little bit based on who they are, and then find the program of study that's, of most interest to them. On most of these pages, you can also get faculty contact information and reach out to them and inquire about questions you might have about getting into a program. For career education, a lot of the programs that we have, they're really focused on getting you working. And so the certificates are great because a lot of the employers and the industry professionals will recognize this. And so you can get jobs in the industry with these certifications. So we encourage students to take some time, explore. If you haven't done so already, we really love for students to do interest assessments or like interest inventory. And what that does is it allows you to just kind of jot down all the things you're most interested in a 60-question assessment. And then we provide you with all kinds of programs at DVC that would match your interests. And then we align those with occupations and industries so that it makes it a little bit easier for you to find out what it is you actually want to do for your career. Okay.
Hey, Catherine, we have a question in the chat box.
Oh, sure. Sorry, I'm not
and
looking.
That's okay. The question is from a student named Sky, and they're saying, are you able to do more than one program at a time?
Good question. You are. So you can, if you're not sure exactly what you want to do, you can take multiple courses in different areas. And I know lots of students who have completed different certificates. So they haven't just focused on one area, they've done multiple certificates. So yes, you can do different things. So you can graduate. One of my students who worked with me, I think he graduated with like 10 different certificates because there was so much stackable stuff going on and they weren't all in the same exact industry. So there's lots of different things that you can do. One of the things that I think makes our college so appealing, and community colleges in general, I think, is because, you know, you're coming out of high school oftentimes and you're not exactly sure what you want to do. We give you the freedom to be able to explore, you know, not to have to feel like I have so much pressure. I've taken, you know, 12 units this semester and my parents have forked out, you know, $25,000 for this, and I veer from this. Here you have an opportunity to take a lot of different types of courses to see what is the best fit. What do you really like? Most of our class sizes run between 20 and 50 students, so it's a lot smaller as well. So you do get an opportunity to connect with your peers and to connect with your instructors as well. Are there any other questions that I can answer?
Thank you, Catherine. We have about 2 minutes left. I'm not sure, but I want to just make it clear to everyone, please make sure you're muted. I was able to mute everyone, but I want to make sure that everyone is aware so that we don't have any extra background noise. Also, Catherine, maybe do you want to close us out with something that you want to share as like a last, you know, tidbit of information for our students joining this session?
Yeah. So, and that was probably my kids in the background that you were hearing.
Sorry.
There's a lot of chaos going on out there.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't somebody else in the chat. Okay.
I'm like, oh, they're not in trouble. It's me. Yeah. So I want you to know that, you know, coming to DVC, myself and my colleagues, we're all about serving students. It's all about equity. It's about access. We really want you to know that we're here to support you. My job revolves around building out programs that are going to be great for our students in our community to be able to get jobs that earn a living wage, so that when you graduate from school with a degree or certificate, you're actually going to get a job working in that degree certificate program. We're here to help. Everyone is very accessible. If there's something you're unsure about, if you have questions, please reach out to us and ask. I'm happy to provide my email. So if there's questions that you have that you didn't want to ask in this session, feel free to shoot me an email tomorrow or next week, and I'd be happy to answer questions for you. And if I can't answer the question, like most of my colleagues, we know someone who can, and we'll forward you and get you to the right place. So thanks so much for coming tonight, and I hope to hear from all of you.
Thank you so much, Catherine. We really appreciate your time and your presentation today. I do want to share with everyone on this call that through every single high school in our district, there are some possibilities for you to earn college credit while in high school through the career pathways. And if you have any questions on that, feel free to reach out to your counselors. The right word is called articulation. So if there's a class that's articulated through a career pathway, you are able to earn credit for both high school and college. And that's for DVC and LMC. I know there's different programs that are articulated throughout the district. So thank you again, Catherine. I really appreciate it. I am going to add the LMC counselors as co-hosts. So that way they're able to unmute themselves. Okay, Elizabeth and Camille, are you both? Yeah, let me see. Perfect. Okay, and then it's on speaker view, so if you, whenever you're ready to take over, we have about 10 minutes until 6:55.
Can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all. I'm glad to see so many faces here. My name is Elizabeth Ramirez. I'm the high school outreach program coordinator for Los Medanos College. So basically, my job is to help your process of enrollment into LMC smooth. And so I actually do office hours, and which I'll show you the website where I actually offer them. I do application workshops, and we do a series of events as well. And so I did bring with me Camille, and I'll have herself introduce herself as well. And then we'll continue on with our presentation. But thank you so much for having us.
Hi, everybody. My name is Camille Santana. I'm a counselor at LMC, and I work in partnership with Elizabeth. And we also have a CTE faculty, Mike Keene. He's also here with us too. And I think that Anna has, thank you so much, Anna.
I just created it, yeah.
So today we wanted to talk about, of course, our college. We are sister colleges with DVC, so it's good to see our sister college over here. But do know that we are the next community college around. We have 2 campuses. So we have one in Pittsburgh, and we actually have one in Brentwood as well. The good thing is that our Brentwood campus is actually brand new. It barely has been completed. And so we're very excited that when it's safe to do so, y'all will be able to see our new campus. Our Pittsburgh campus tends to be the main campus, and there are a couple CTE programs that might be living there. But both campuses are great and close to you. So I think that's another option available for you all. And I actually have a couple pictures of our new Brentwood Center, which we're very excited about. We used to, if anybody has ever seen our old Brentwood Center, we were at near the McDonald's shopping center area. Now we're actually a little bit more east of Brentwood. And so we have plenty of parking space, and we have a lot of great labs and facilities. We have a library now, a little library. We have a bookstore there as well. So it's going to be great once we go back in person. There are a couple hybrid courses, though, just know, that are being offered on our campuses here and there. We actually also built 2 new buildings at LMC. At our Pittsburgh campus, we have a brand new student union, which is where all the clubs hang out. You know, when you go to college, you're going to be part of clubs, right? You're going to be part of organizations like Puente and Umoja. And so this is where this is your center as a student. And so know that we have a new student union. We have a new cafeteria in there. We have a rec room, which we're pretty excited. And we actually have a new kinesiology building. So if you love like sports and working with people and helping people, like physical therapy, we have our kinesiology building. And it's pretty neat because our athletes have their own gym. But if you want to take a class when we're in person, just to use our gym equipment, you can take a class. So you just have to do a certain amount of hours a week, so you could get units for that. So do know that we do have a lot of resources for our athletes as well. So if you're in athletics, we do have like those jacuzzis and those ice pools, right, where you can actually heal. And we have a lot of great technology, a lot of great teachers in our campus. So know that we do have a good kinesiology building that just opened up, and our student union as well. So for this portion, the LMC programs and certificates, just know that there's 2 options. When you go to community college, we're known as 2-year colleges, right? I don't know if you ever heard of that. So when you go to community college, a lot of people go, not only for this, but I think this is a good way to kind of explain it. Some people go to get a bachelor's degree, so they'll do the first 2 years at LMC, and then they'll go to UC Berkeley. Let's say that you want to go to UC Berkeley for your bachelor's. You can go to Los Medanos for your freshman and sophomore year, and then you'll go to UC Berkeley for your junior and senior year. So you're basically doing 2 years out of the community college and 2 years at another one, but it's going to be together a degree, which is called the bachelor's degree. If you want to do a technical career like let's say maybe you want to do automotive or nursing associate's degree, or maybe welding and things like that, we actually have the technical career pathway, which you could get certificates and you could also get associate's degrees. And those are going to be degrees you can complete at Los Medanos College. So you don't have to go to like another university to complete that. So you have options basically. And how many years of school and how much classes you take, you actually have the power to control that. So it's pretty neat to go to a community college like my partner from DVC was saying, because you do have a lot of exploration opportunities. And you know, if I've often seen students say, hey, I'm gonna go in for this, and then they decide they want to do something else, right? But sometimes you got to be taking those classes so you can explore what you like, right? So it is a great place to explore. Camille, if you want to jump in this portion.
And I'm actually going to introduce Mike here. So Mike, I'm going to give you the mic here and you can introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, so my name is Michael Keene. I live in Antioch. I'm a retired engineer. Like many of the other staff members, we teach a variety of CTE courses. You can see the list here. Lots of local employers. Tesla down in Fremont, East Bay Mud is starting a new summer internship program with us. The refineries are doing some summer internships as well. So we have a lot of great opportunities with local companies. So if you live in the area and you want to get a job in the area, a great place to start. Next slide, please. So we have quite a variety of career and technical professions here at LMC. You can see some pictures of students there. Great auto technology department. We have state-of-the-art equipment. Students learn how to repair automobiles, body work, collision work, brake work, etc. I'm actually the chair for both the process technology and the electrical and electronic technology departments. We prepare students for careers in advanced manufacturing. Examples of the types of places you might work is in public water agencies, both clean and wastewater, electric utilities like PG&E, the refineries, lots of chemical plants in the area, lots of food manufacturing, lots of biotech in the Emeryville area and up in Fairfield, Solano County. We also teach welding. Welding is a skill that's in high demand and high pay, and we have a great welding shop and great instructors, lots of equipment. And we're launching a new construction pre-apprenticeship program this year where you'll learn lots of information about how to get hired on in the construction industry, perhaps as an insulator, a pipe fitter, that sort of thing. Next slide. By the way, if there's questions, just shout them out or put them in the chat. We also have some other programs, administration of justice, fire technology. Well, administration of justice is like police. Fire technology is learning how to be a firefighter, or an EMT, emergency medical services, EMT. We have a great nursing program and a child development program as well. Yeah.
And Mike, I'll just jump in here real quick. We do have a police academy that you can earn college credit for to complete a police academy. So that's under our Administration of Justice Department. We have a fire academy also if you do want to be a firefighter. EMT can be completed within 1 semester over a fall or spring, over about 4 months, or during the summer in 6 weeks. So that's a really great short-term program that gets you experience working in the health field. And our nursing program is amazing. It's very competitive to get into, but as a high school student, there's lots of things you can do to be competitive to go into that. And I work with planning all of our pre-nursing education plan. So I'd be happy to talk with you. I'll have my contact information in a little bit here, but just wanted to mention that.
Thanks, Camille. Next slide. So yeah, I think maybe I'll turn it over to Camille at this point to talk about some of the other programs.
Thanks, Mike. And Mike, if you can put your contact information in the chat. Mike is a great partner with us for our process technology and electrical instrumentation technology programs. Those are both programs that you could be making $60,000 starting Once you graduate from the program, they can be completed within 3 semesters for the P-Tech program and 4 semesters for the E-Tech program. So a semester is about half a year, or 4 months, so half a year. Well, 4 months for the academic year. Okay, so our other areas are arts area, business, and computer science. We have a recording arts program, which is really exciting. We have graphic design and journalism. Business, you can study small business, become an accounting assistant with our accounting certificate and degrees, or business office professional can be completed in 1 semester if you want to work in an office setting. Computer science, we have a lot of different hands-on programs here. Computer repair can be completed in 1 semester. Information technology, IT help desk, computer networking, and web design. And our new program we really want to highlight is our construction pre-apprenticeship program. This is a non-credit program. It runs typically in the fall semester. We did have to postpone it due to COVID, but we will have our math for construction and apprenticeships running in spring. We'd be happy to have you enroll into this course. Again, it's free tuition. It prepares you to enter into apprenticeships within the unions. So becoming an electrician, a plumber, pipe fitting, steam fitting, a carpenter or iron worker, and more. And there's 2 other additional courses you will take. And depending on COVID, it may run in summer or in fall, but math definitely will go in spring, and we'd be happy to get you into that. And you can email Catherine Fonseca, and I'll put that in the chat also. And we do have new programs coming beyond construction. We do have a drone technology program that will be starting in fall if you want to learn how to pilot drones and earn a license, so you can do that as a potential career. We also have a makerspace or fab lab. There's going to be access to 3D printing there and learning skills to be in advanced manufacturing, basically building and making anything that you can think of. It's pretty awesome. And if you have any interest in any of the CTE programs, we do have on our next slide a great resource. So we do a Career Tech Academy. If you have any interest in any of the CTE programs that I have mentioned today, particularly with our industrial trades, they're really high pay, they're short term, you can email me. I'm Camille Santana, and I'm our CTE counselor. And so I'll get you connected with a program that can support you over summer, over fall, and throughout your time at LMC. And I'm going to put my contact info in the chat, and then I'm going to hand it back over to Elizabeth.
So like I said, other than these programs, your other option, correct, is to transfer. I know somebody posted a question about kinesiology. We do have a kinesiology degree, correct, Camille, that you can go for if you want to transfer to a 4-year university. So you can do the first 2 years of your kinesiology bachelor's degree with us, and then you'll do the last 2 years of your bachelor's degree for kinesiology at San Jose State University, right? And so you can definitely go get your bachelor's degree in kinesiology. So we do have kinesiology classes that we do offer. Okay, thank you for listening. But in order for you to, I don't know, have y'all talked about financial aid already, Anna?
Yes, we have.
Okay,
Yeah.
skip over that. And about the FT3 program?
Yes.
Okay. We do have learning communities, just to close it down. We do have learning communities. So think about like organizations on our campus that are there to support you, like a little family. So do know that we do have a series of them. If I have any seniors in the house, look into this website, the losmedanos.edu/learning communities. It is really great to be part of something else when you go into a space, right? And so it is kind of a support group, but you also take classes together and you have a counselor and teachers in charge of you. So know that we do have many great programs through that. And if you ever want to join me in my application workshop, there is a QR code right there. So you can go ahead and scan it right now. Feel free. I have some starting next week. So if you want to take a class next semester as a high school student, I don't know if you know, but you can actually take classes at Los Medanos College as early as your freshman year of high school. So it's only $1 per unit. It costs you around $8 to take a class. And if you ever get stuck or if you're confused, feel free to reach out to me. But do know that I'm actually hosting application workshops through Zoom. And here's the steps. But like I said, if you do join my application workshops, then definitely I'll take care of you. And here is my information and Camille's information. Feel free to reach out if you ever have any questions. We're here to support you. And you know, I'm really proud of all of you for being here at this point. And I'm just gonna give you a little applause because I think it's never too early to figure out about college. And, you know, this is your gateway. This is your door to the future. And so, you know, I hope to see all of you maybe one day at our campus. And if you ever got any questions or if you have any concerns, feel free to reach out to us. We're here for you. Okay?
Thank you so much, Elizabeth, Camille, and Mike. We really appreciate you. And everyone on this call, we've averaged about 30 participants for the whole 2 hours. So I want to just personally thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, like I said, this video will be provided to your college and career counselors. You're welcome to go back and view any speakers that you maybe missed or had questions about. If you have any specific questions on career pathways in our district, like I said, some of the career pathways we have at different high schools offer college credit. They're called articulated classes. I am a Mount Heavily Unified School District employee. I helped Ms. Burgum at Concord High put this together. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Other than that, I do commend you all for staying till the very end. Have a good night. Thank you. And we will hopefully see you at the next event. Bye.